When I started meal prepping, I was doing it out of necessity and needing the convenience of prepped meals. But what I did not expect was to have all these other benefits. Recently, I was thinking back to all the ways I used to cook before I got back into meal prep, and I was like, wow, I don't miss any of those things. So that's what I want to share with you today, and I'm interested to see how many of these you yourself are getting tired of. So if any of these resonate with you, let me know in the comments. Number one, I do not miss having to think about what to make for dinner every single day. Let me know if this is a familiar scene in your house. Around 4 or 5 p.m. every single day, someone is coming up to you, asking you that famous question, what's for dinner? I don't even have kids, and I still used to get tired of having to think about what to cook for us every single day. Versus when you have your fridge and freezer prepped with ready-to-go meals, you don't have to think or plan or decide. You can just take something out and heat it up. You do still, of course, have to plan and prep like maybe 1 day per week. Usually I like to sit down on a Friday and think about what we're going to be eating for the next week, and at that time I also do my shopping list, but only 1 time a week versus every day. Let me know which one you would prefer. If this is a familiar problem for you, leave a tired face emoji in the comments to let me know you are tired of thinking about what to cook. Which brings me to my next point. I do not miss cooking every day. And this is coming from someone who really loves to cook. I really enjoy cooking, but do you ever have one of those days when you feel like literally the last thing you want to do is cook something? Recently, I actually took maybe 2 weeks off from cooking, and I distinctly remember apologizing to my husband and was like, I just do not feel like cooking. But it actually worked out fine because we were eating leftovers. I had some things that I had already prepped in the freezer. And then my husband stepped up and he cooked some big batches of pasta and soup. So we would eat those for a few days in a row. And I just relished in that time off. Again, I really enjoy cooking, but after cooking basically every day for nearly 20 years, sometimes I need a break. Not to mention my husband and I have pretty different work schedules. Sometimes he gets home quite late after I've already eaten dinner. And let me tell you, having him be able to whip up his own dinner in like 5 minutes or less is a game changer. Now, I do not feel obligated to cook for him. He can make dinner for himself, but I also know that if there's nothing prepped, he's likely going to make an instant noodle. So it is nice not to have to worry about cooking a separate meal for him or making sure he has something healthy to eat. Something else I do not miss, doing the dishes all the time. Now, of course, I still do dishes. I literally have dishes in my sink right now waiting for me to do them. Even with meal prep, we use dishes. We use plates, Tupperwares, silverware, all of those things we still use on a daily basis. But let me tell you, the amount of dishes has reduced drastically. Think about what you typically need to cook a meal. Maybe you'll need a cutting board, a knife, a large pot, a pan, a colander, a strainer, a stir spoon, a spatula, maybe a baking sheet, or the Instant Pot, or a steam rack, or even like a grater or can opener. Now, I'm not saying you're gonna be using those items every single time you cook, but you will need at least a few. So think about washing those few items every single day, versus with meal prep, you're just gonna use them 1 time per week, and when you're done with them, you put them away. You don't even have to think about them for another week. Number 4, I do not miss spending too much money on takeout. True story, I grew up in a pretty small town in California, and when I moved to Hong Kong, I was like dazzled by the big city life. People were eating out all the time. The restaurants are really, really good there. And one of the first places that I lived was actually at the top of a very steep hill, and there is a big escalator, like travelator, to get up there. I think it's actually one of the longest outdoor travelators in the world. It's really cool. But every day on my way home, I would pass by this restaurant called Life Cafe, and they had the best salads and the best tofu chocolate cake. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So I started eating out there or other places maybe like 3 or 4 times a week because it was convenient, it was on my way home, and I also knew that if I got home, I would have to cook something, and I just didn't want to do that. But I also quickly realized that I was spending way too much on takeout. It was not financially sustainable to keep doing that. So if you yourself are thinking you're spending way too much money on takeout, especially in the current economic climate, it might be time to make a change. If that sounds like you, leave a money emoji in the comments and let me know you are one of those people who spends way too much money on takeout. It's okay, I've been there. Now, if you're thinking, hey, I wanna cook less, I want to do less dishes, I want to save money each month, then you might be ready to start meal prepping. And if you are, come check out the meal prep course. I have the whole course laid out here so you know exactly what you're getting. If you have any questions, you can check out the question and answer section. Or if you have a specific question that you don't see answered, you can always email me or DM me on Instagram and I would be more than happy to chat with you. The last day to enroll is this coming Monday, so go check it out if you're interested. And with that, I hope you have a wonderful day. Let's eat plants and I'll see you guys next time.